Hi, my name is Hawa Kombian, and I'm about to share with you a story that was first delivered at the 2024 Women Innovators in Leadership Development, or WILD, Global Forum. It was on a FailLab panel, which is all about telling and sharing stories about failure, learning, and growth. And I'm so honored and grateful to be able to share it all with you here today. My FailLab journey is all about how a failure to rise above a scarcity mindset taught me about the effective systems required for sustainable work. I've realized through my journey that by limiting myself instead of leading myself, negative situations kept repeating in my work environment until I decided to make a move in a new direction. First came scarcity of my own needs when I was promoted into a launch role to open a country-level office for the organization. It came with the ego boost and the external recognition that validated my self-esteem. But it also came with things like organizing impractical global leadership retreats for 30 plus leaders with my lean team of 2 people. After a few months of consistent burnout and inconsistent leadership, I really began to appreciate that my well-being boundaries were being crossed, and that self-compassion for my needs was really important as a person participating in a healthy work system. So I decided to gracefully and strategically pivot into a new role in the organization where I could support others navigating high-stress responsibilities. Next, I encountered scarcity in my role in a new team. My success in being able to pivot within the organization and be affirmed to participate in a new role gave me the confidence that my value was in being adaptable and flexible in a fast-paced environment. What quickly became clear was that my seat was at a table that had not been set for me. My leadership would send 2-minute voice note requests around kicking off new project plans instead of engaging in strategic planning discussions. Also, several projects that I did work on were scrapped or changed with little to no feedback communicated. After a few months, I finally got the message that being asked to participate is not the same as collaboratively engaging in a process where there is mutual recognition, respect, responsiveness to, and responsibility for a healthy working dynamic. So, I determined that I would not be responsible for the emotional labor of disjointed processes, and that rather, I would participate when the processes and the ways of working were clear. My story would be incomplete without the acknowledgement of scarcity of my community. This was the mindset that I was privileged and gained a sense of worthiness by being part of a vibrant and edgy work community. So this, for me, was incredibly important given that I work remotely. So those hashtag good vibes only were the biggest dopamine rush. However, in the spirit of being positive, there was often very little room left to address the darker corners of culture. In my humble opinion, culture is a systems tool that is meant to encourage people's effort in the workplace. So it didn't make sense to me when my attendance was mandatory at celebratory staff meetings. However, there was limited accountability for leadership contact time to actually help and support my efforts. And all this from the leaders who were meant to evaluate my performance and ultimately gatekeep my growth within the organization and across my career. I finally awoke from my fever dream, appreciating that my goal wasn't community, it was belonging. And truthfully, at that point, I had come to recognize that most leaders there seemed too burnt out, too busy from running infeasible projects, and too disincentivized to address holistic concerns that deep. So now that I was aware of this unhealthy systems loop, I could do something to make a change. And I could decenter spinning for solutions and rather center being a voice that is able to bring the mindset, structures, and social vision forward to support individuals and organizations in overcoming these kinds of challenges. So through Hawa Kombian Consulting, I have completely transformed my ability to recognize how individuals and organizations can come together successfully as the workplace shifts. And so what I'd like to do now is leave those of you who are in the workforce some examples and some ways that you can drive your own self-leadership as you continue on this journey. First, feel compassion. Create your own FailLab so that you can test whether the inner voice in your head is focused on scarcity and lack or abundance and opportunity. Check in to see how your body feels when you're at work and you're happy, or you're anxious, or you feel unsafe, and notice those moments. And finally, test your own authenticity and whether you're walking the talk in your work and career experience. So the data that you collect here will actually help you understand the current state of your belief, nervous, and value systems. Experiment with these so that you can make healthier decisions. Second, get curious. I would love to say that after part one, I knew it was time to move on and move forward with my career. However, I still needed to explore the dimensions of my self-compassion, collaboration, and belonging in that particular organizational system before I could discern my next steps. So stay curious and be honest about what works for you and what doesn't. External support and working with coaching partners like me at HKC can help you understand the perspective, context, and experience that is going to give you direction to move forward. Third, embrace change. Once you actually recognize a need for change, it can feel paralyzing to act on it. So focus on empowering yourself so that you can focus and move in a direction towards a more positive outcome. At the start of my story, I began by identifying alternatives to a situation that wasn't quite the right fit for me. Know that you always have a choice in your professional journey. Now, for employers, what I've just shared might have been jarring or triggering. However, It has value if it prompts you to reconsider your approach to managing and leading your organization. My intent is to help you visualize your organization as a living and breathing ecosystem that requires engagement at various levels within the system in order to truly be ready for success in the future of work. In my story, I covered 1, 2, 3 levels of dysfunction. Let's assess how you can understand the state of your company and your effectiveness as a leader. First, let's agree that healthy systems are made up of people, process, and tools all working harmoniously together. And let's use the analogy of a farm to better understand how these aspects come together to produce a rich and abundant harvest. So why do you even want a plot of land? Because you want to grow something that will produce a rich harvest that you can go and sell off at market. Think of your land as a tool to help you achieve that. Your C-suite and people teams set the foundation by defining the mission, products and services, and the culture of the organization. They decide what to grow, considering factors like market conditions and organizational goals. It's ultimately their responsibility to choose the right combination of crops to create a thriving and successful farm business. So let's say we choose to grow tropical fruit on our farm. How do we bring in the right people who understand what banana, coconut, and papaya plants each need to survive and thrive? These are your leaders, managers, directors, heads of department, who are tasked with ensuring a successful harvest. We need laborers and leaders who understand the cycles of nature and what it takes to nurture a strong, resilient crop. If we find that our leaders and laborers are disinterested or incapable, it will result in a weak harvest. Finally, we've got our land, coconuts are starting to bear fruit. However, remember that we are also growing banana and papaya plants as well. Just like teams in your organization, plants adapt to their environment to thrive. Just as different plants need different conditions, people require supportive cultural environments and functional leadership in order to perform well. In nature, a plant like mint has been known to overwhelm its neighbors if not managed and contained effectively. Similarly, teams need to be configured to interact effectively. Healthy inter and intra-team dynamics and working practices can help with this. Thanks for listening to my perspective, born of difficult personal experiences and the optimism around organizational solutions. If you want to improve performance and be recognized as a growth solutions generator, then let's connect so that we can conquer existing challenges and seize new opportunities in your business. Here are 3 things you can do right now to move you closer to that vision. Reach out to us at HKC so that we can collaborate on systems integration between your leaders and your processes. Sign up now for our live Q&A discussion, where we'll be bridging how professionals and organizations can collectively contribute to building effective and efficient internal systems that put people at the center. Check out our media like our Compass Audiocast podcast series or our Hey Founder blog series for more stories and thoughtful solutions that will help you prepare for the future of work. At HKC, we believe that you can create impact by improving your systems for the future of work. And we can't wait to be a part of your growth journey.